Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here and especially for your support. Within the last 2 or 3 days, we announced this program. That's very important for us and makes me feel excited and happy about absolutely each one of the programs we are launching. I know that many of you may be wondering, what is this? What is Beyond the Deal? Well, Beyond the Deal will be a diverse show bringing reflection, analysis, and interviews with different people whom I hope will leave something positive with you. We will always ensure that the content shared here enriches the entire community. Now, there is something I know you will all love, because I love it as well. You all have the chance to be part of this show in the most exciting way we could have imagined. We are launching something called the Beyond the Deal Experience. Well, once in a month, and for now, once in a month, we will randomly select one of our followers and give them the chance to visit a property with us, a property worth at least $1.5 million. But that's not all. We will also include pick up and drop off, transportation, amenities in the car, a free photo shoot at the property we visit that day. And to participate, all you have to do is this. Take a note. Number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Beyond the Deal. Number 2, leave a comment in at least 2 videos on the channel. And number 3, post an Instagram story with a screenshot of our YouTube channel and also tag us. Our Instagram handle is the Leodan Leon, and I'm going to leave it right below and also in the comments. I'm going to leave all this in the comments so that you can go there, read it, and do it. So the next draw will be on Friday, October 25th at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the show. So mark your calendar for Friday, October the 25th, and we'll find out who will experience for the first time in our show this luxury adventure with everything, absolutely everything fully covered. I'm not sure if you remember the intro of the program. It's basically the preparation of a letter with a message. Well, I have the letter right here, and this is how it will be for each show, as it contains the guide for what each program will be about. So let's open it and see what surprise it has for us. The question is, who am I? I hope you can see clearly. I think this is a very fitting question to kick off the first episode of this series. Before anything else, I would like to say I'm a good son. And although I know my parents believe so, it's a daily challenge for me to try to be a little better for them every day. I'm also a good brother, and I owe a lot to my sister. I also live with the daily need to be a good example as an older brother, and to find time each day to teach her, learn from her, love her, and always remind her how proud am of her. I'm also a good friend, and though I'm quite demanding in that regard, and that's probably why I have so few friends, I try to dedicate myself to their growth, to supporting them, and occasionally giving them a push to achieve their dreams. And I'm going to be honest, this happens both ways. Overall, I believe that despite having too much to learn, correct, and implement, I'm a good human being and a positive influence for those I'm blessed to have around me. Professionally, I'm extremely demanding of myself, and perhaps too much according to those who see me from the outside. And I say this in every sense, especially in the industry I'm in today, which is real estate. Representing a client in the purchase or sale of a property is a gift of trust placed in me. It's their faith in my ability to help them achieve one of their dreams. I believe that dedication and sense of responsibility are why so many people come into my life as clients and then stay as part of the family. I'm a very, very, very persistent person. I love staying busy, constantly challenging myself and stepping out of my comfort zone. This show is an example of that. All my life I've had great respect for cameras. And what better way to learn to face that respect than by exposing myself to what makes me feel a bit of fear or insecurity. Well, life is short, and through tough lessons, I've learned that fear has no place when it's just something in your mind, something created by your own thoughts. And listen closely. I'm not saying we should never feel fear. There are situations where it's justified and even for personal protection, but I'm referring to that self-imposed fear, the kind we create toward something or someone, like my fear of the camera. So I'm always looking for challenge, new paths, and I probably need to work a bit more on that, because sometimes too many changes in a short period can be exhausting. It takes a lot of energy that could have been used to keep improving what I was doing before stepping out of the comfort zone. I hope that it makes sense. I hope you're understanding more or less what I want to say, right? Let me tell you a bit as well about my life, about my story, and why not some of those childhood dreams that shaped me and kept me fighting every day to get closer to them. Are you ready? I know many people who know me may have a different idea about what my life has been like over the last few years, but here's the reality. From a young age, I always knew I wanted something different, and I always worked toward it. I remember school assignments that could have taken me just 1 hour, but I spent 3 trying to make them super projects. And by the way, life later taught me that in many cases I wasted a lot of time on them. time that I could have invested in something else. But anyway, those are lessons. I remember loving the sciences. I participated in several math, chemistry, and physics competitions, and they were a great experience. They were very, very good. On the other hand, I was never afraid of public speaking. A little contradictory to my fear of cameras, isn't it? Usually someone who isn't afraid of public speaking isn't afraid of cameras. But in my case, it seems to work pretty differently. But well, here we are. And I do believe that that's what matters. The ease of public speaking even got me to dress up as Fidel Castro and represent my province at a national event. Today I say this with no filters or hypocrisy, but at that time in my life, at 11 years old, immersed in a system where you breathe indoctrination from the moment you wake up. That was a source of pride for me and my teachers. Today I reflect and ask, how far can this system manipulate its citizens when self-determination isn't even an option for minors? That's insane. I remember hearing in my community, oh, Carlos' daughter got a scholarship to Spain and studied nuclear physics, or Martha's grandson went to Canada for a master's in chemistry. And my mind focused on the countries while my subconscious seemed to latch onto the careers, the professions those people studied and in which they excelled. So from a young age, I wanted to study at Cuba's best school for the exact sciences, which for me at that time was the famous Lenin School. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, just imagine that. For those who aren't Cuban, Lenin used to be a high-performance school from which many of Cuba's brightest minds in modern science emerged. At that time in Cuba, you could only attend prep schools in your province. And since I lived in Havana province, not in the city of Havana, I was assigned to a different science center. So my family and I decided to change my home address to the city of Havana, and at 12, I began my secondary studies in a different province. Now, it's important to note that this change was only on paper. I continued to live miles away from my school. I was still living in the same home. And so it went for 3 years. I remember waking up at 5:30 a.m. to tackle the transportation challenge and get the class on time. Classes started at 8 a.m., between 8 and 8:30. I can't remember well now, but many times my only option was to take a military bus that passed by at 6:15, which left me within walking distance of school. That decision at such a young age shaped a huge sense of character, commitment, and dedication to myself, my dreams, and the people I love. People who have been and always will be the reason I do absolutely everything in life. At the same time, my love for sciences, though I don't think it came from a true love of the subject itself, but rather as a potential door to a different world, grew alongside a powerful desire to experience something different, to leave where I was, to explore opportunities, and to literally leave the country. Imagine 15 years old wanting to leave the country. The desire grew even stronger when I finally attended the Lenin School. That school that I mentioned earlier, do you remember? Well, unfortunately, what I fought for over 3 years, what I prepared for with so much time and effort, turned out to be the worst nightmare I had ever experienced up until that point in my life. Lenin School brought out fears I had never felt before. It turned me from the most confident kid into one of the most insecure people I'd ever known. I hope you have stayed with me until the end. If so, I imagine you're eager to know what happened at that school that made me despise my reality so much at that time in life. But unfortunately, there is no more time left today. I promise the next episode will generate a lot of controversy when I reveal what I saw there. Until then, as I always say, I hope that whatever happens in your life between now and the next time we meet is absolutely amazing. Be happy out there.